guys, I am back with another video. This is day 2 of my December daily, and for this video or this day, my daughter had one of her friends over and they decided to make some slime and give the 2 ferrets a bath. So I got a couple pictures of that, and it was a really beautiful day even though it was December 2nd. So I was outside with 3 of the dogs, but I just got some 2 pictures of 2 of the dogs. So I'm going to do this kind of layout, and this side is the 2 4x6s, and then this side of the layout is the 2 4x4s with that strip in the middle or down the side. So this is from the other side, and this had my journaling on it from day 1. So if you want to check out that video, that is in the December 2017 daily playlist. So you can check that out. So I think I'm going to kind of use that same color scheme because I really like the color, and use this strip of paper on here and do something with it. Probably trim it down a bit and use this because it doesn't quite fit. So I thought that might be nice just to trim down as an accent piece. And then I'm going to try to figure out kind of somewhere on here how I want to put my number. And I think I'm going to use this number 2, another one of the cork pieces. These are one of my favorite numbers that came in the kit or the collection of numbers that I have. So I'm thinking about putting it somewhere here, but because of all the busy background and the cat and some other clutter in the background, it's kind of not showing up very well. So I thought possibly here as well, but I don't know, it just looks kind of simple and plain. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking some of this card. This is from, I think it was from a 6x8 sheet that I cut up, either that or it was a 4x6 card. I can't quite remember, but I'm thinking about maybe punching a circle here and using this to kind of have my 2, because I thought the 2 would look kind of nice on there. And then it would kind of mimic the colors that are in this strip. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to cut down this piece of paper here, fit it on this strip, and I'll be right back. Right, I like how that looks. So I think I'm going to use a strip like that. And I was thinking I have this extra offcut here, and I was thinking about possibly using this strip maybe in this blank space. And I also have this little wood veneer star that came in the Ellie Edwards kit that I kind of wanted to use down here as well. So I'm trying to contemplate whether I want to just kind of keep it simple and put the star there, or if I want to put a splash of color. It sounds kind of weird, but I really don't want to cover up that drain. I want to make sure it's clear that it's a tub. I think it probably is pretty clear, but I don't know. And I don't want to cover up the tails of the ferrets because I like how they look all fluffy in the water there. So I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I think I may just keep it simple like this, but I'll definitely keep this offcut to use on a different layout. So now I'm going to work on this part up here, and I think to get big enough, I'm going to do a 1 3/8 circle, or I can do a 2-inch. And I think in order to test it before cutting this out, because I don't want to waste this, I have a scrap piece of paper here. I'm going to test the punch on the paper, and then this way I don't ruin that pink paper. So that's a good trick or tip if you are not quite sure about a specific shape. That didn't cut out very well. If you're not very good or sure about a specific shape or something you want to use, you can cut it out of scratch paper first, except this punch apparently needs to be sharpened, and then test it out to see if you like that shape or not. And if it works, then that's perfect. And then if it doesn't work, you have that scrap piece of paper you used, and then it's not that you're cutting out something from some good cardstock and it doesn't work. So it's a good way to test something, is to just use a scrap piece of paper. And it's not going to cooperate though today. There we go. So I can either use this size, put the 2, which I think I might like that best. This is the other one. Like I said, I think this one is 1 3/8. I think that's going to be just a little too tiny. Yeah, I think I'm going to use a 2-inch. So I'm really glad I did that because I was really thinking I was going to use the 1 3/8. So I'm glad I did a test run on that. So this is just a Recollections punch. I got it from Michael's with my 40% off coupon, or maybe a 60% off coupon. I'm just going to punch this. Maybe I could do it in such a way. I'm thinking maybe if I punch it kind of right here, I can maybe use this card some other time and have like a little opening, like a little window in it. So maybe I can do that. Let me see. That might look kind of cool. So let me see if I can get it in the card enough that I can maybe utilize it for later like that. All right, so that's that. Yeah, that might be kind of cool. Like if I have something in the background, I don't know, just use this piece of scrap paper as an example. Kind of have that in the background and then have something peeking out like that some other time. That might be kind of cool. Anyway, that's just some ideas for using their scraps up. So I think I'm going to stick this right here, which is nice because it does, even though I kind of like having the kitty cat in the background, I think I'm just going to cover him up just because he is a bit of a distraction. I'm going to use this. And then maybe I can take one of the sequins stars that came in the kit and put it like right there. I kind of like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll maybe put some more of those sequin stars someplace else just so I have more than one. I'll see if I can fit it in somewhere. So I'm going to glue this down. And I think I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive on the cork piece. And I'm just using this fine liner bottle. It's seen better days. It's getting kind of dirty from playing with it. But this fine liner bottle I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's in like the little model car section. And it comes one in a pack, and I recommend getting the one with the yellow tip. There's a blue one that I've seen as well. I think I actually have one in my stash. The blue one has a smaller hole in the needle part, and it does not allow the glue to come out very well. So I've heard people not really liking that particular one. So I would recommend the yellow. I think you'll get a better flow and not have to push so hard with the bottle. So I think that's going to look good right there. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of glue to the front and get that star down. Yeah, I like that, I think. All right. And just make sure if you have this fine liner bottle, always close it up. Otherwise, the glue will dry in the needle and then it won't come out very nice. So I do like that. I think I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of the piece of paper, and then that part will be done. See if I can do this nicely without ruining it. Let's see. I think right about there. Now I'll just take my scissors and trim off the excess. Maybe if I can pick that piece up. All right, I like how that looks. All right, so that is the two. I'm really thinking about keeping it very simple and just putting a star here, but I'm gonna leave it here for now. I'm not gonna do it yet. These are some Messy Life circles I got from Ellie Edwards. They are not coming in a Christmas kit or anything like that, but what I thought would be good is to use these circles, like one here and one here, or maybe like one there and here to kind of balance it. And I'm thinking about Love You and maybe Good Times. Maybe Good Times on this one and then Love You on this one. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I do have some scrap pieces of white cardstock, so I think I'm just going to stamp them with some Stampin' Up! Ink, and I'll be right back here in just a second. Let me grab my supplies. All right, I think I'm going to use this Marina Mist and this Pear Pizzazz. At least I'm going to stamp them and see if I like them with the Ellie Edwards stamp. So I'm going to see which ones, if that's going to work or not. So I'm just going to pick out the ones I want. And I think because this has more green in it, I'm going to use blue on the bottom. And then I'll use the green on the top. So I'm going to move these out of the way for a second and stamp. Yes, blue first. I think this might be the first time I use the stamp, so I'm not quite sure how good the impression is going to be this first time. So I may have to stamp it again. Yeah, I'm going to stamp it again. I should have prepped the stamp a bit more, but I think we'll be able to make it work. All right, I am back. I just used an eraser and kind of got any of the residual from the making of the stamp off, or the residue of the stamp off, and then that seemed to make just a little bit better of an impression. So I'm going to go with that last one that I stamped. Now I'm going to grab that other stamp and I'm going to stamp with it in green. and I'm going to use the Good Times stamp. I think this is going to be the same way, so I'm going to put the eraser on this one as well, just to make sure it stamps well the first time. And like I said, I'm going to use this Pear Pizzazz ink, and I think that color does look good with that, so that's going to work. And so I'm just going to take an eraser, erase this a little bit, and that will help prep this ink or stamp, and it'll make it stamp a lot nicer. So just going to dry it off, and then I'll stamp, see if this makes a good impression. Some of these inks I think are maybe slightly dry. I probably should get some re-inkers. Let's see if that one does good. That's pretty good. I'm going to do it one more time just to see if I get any better image. Yeah, I think that looks good. So I am going to trim these out, and then I'm going to use them on these pictures. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I'm going to add these now here. And so I really like how that turned out. And I'll probably add a little bit of journaling. I did type up some journaling for these days. I just need to go get it off my printer. And I will probably add it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to add it, actually. I may add another strip, kind of like I did on this page. I did the strip of journaling. I may do the same thing on here. I have to look to see how much journaling I have. I can't quite remember. And see if it's actually going to fit on this strip. So I'm going to first glue this down, because I do think I'm going to just keep it simple like this and have just the star on here. So I am going to use some liquid glue on the back of this, because I think that'd be the best to glue this down. And then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do this journaling on this page. Yeah, so I like that. I think, and maybe I'll put a little word sticker here. Let me see if I have it. No, but maybe I can find something in here. Let me see what my options are. I don't know if these are going to be the colors. Well, I think these are the colors I'm looking for. All right, actually, instead of putting a strip here, I'm wondering if I put bath time across. I don't really necessarily want to cover up his little tail, but these letter stickers are pretty skinny, so I'm wondering if I could get away with doing that without covering it up too much. So let me see how this will end up looking if I do that. These are pretty thin stickers. I might be able to get that without it being too bad. I really need to find my, what's it called, my tweezers, because these are not the easiest things to use. So I'm going to get these all on here, and then I'll be right back to show you how it turned out. All right, I am back, and I like how that turned out. I'm a little bit frustrated that I have two colors the same, but you know, I will deal with that. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I really do wish they were different colors, at least, you know, have different colors someplace not next to each other. But that's okay. I will just go with it, and you can still kind of see little Einstein's tail, so I do like that. So I'm going to keep it simple like that, and I think that kind of ties well with the multicolors over here. So I still need to figure out my journaling. I haven't finished that yet. So I think what I want to do is, because there's a pink there, and I do have some pink here, I'm wondering if I could tie that in a bit by tucking one of these half circles under this, just to bring that paper across the page. And I think I might do something like that. So I need to figure out, I may do my journaling here and here about the dogs, and then I may be able to fit the rest of it here. I'm also thinking about probably putting the star somewhere around here, so that it kind of goes with the star that I put on this side. And I probably could fit a star over here as well. Just need to figure out the best place for it. Maybe something like that. Oh, yeah, I kind of like that. So maybe that's kind of what it's going to look like. So I think what I want to do now is I'm going to figure out about my journaling. I may do a little bit of sewing on this page and maybe on this cardstock here. And that's kind of how I think I'm going to have this page end up being. So I'll be back in just a minute, and I can show you kind of what my journaling is going to end up looking like. All right, I am back, and I ended up doing just some handwritten journaling on the bottom here. I tried to type it out and do a couple different things, and it just wasn't working, so I ended up just sticking with the handwritten journaling and did it on this one as well. And I also did some type journaling on this strip, and because I wanted to fancy it up a bit, I did some stitching. I kind of made a boo-boo right there, but generally, oops, sorry about that. Generally, it went pretty straight, and it's just some silver thread, and I thought that kind of set off this a little bit more because it was a little bit dull without any stitching. So I think that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm just going to glue this down real quick. And I think that might be it for this page. I really kind of want to keep it generally simple because I am a little bit behind. Plus, with a lot of stuff going on right now in my personal life and stuff, it's just been a little bit hard to get in my craft room. So I figured this December daily, it would be good to just keep it rather simple so that I can get, a decent amount of pages done and not be, in June and still doing my December daily. So that's what I'm trying to hope for. So that's kind of what I'm going to move forward with. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm going to end this here. I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully you're liking this series. I do have some other videos from my December daily, and some of the links are below where I have a playlist. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Have a great night. Bye-bye.